Deception, false prophets in the Bible. In the Bible, there are numerous warnings about false prophets. These individuals claim to have divine revelation, but their messages were not from God. They misled many, often leading them away from the path of righteousness. In Matthew 7, Jesus warns about false prophets in sheep's clothing. They appear innocent, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. These verses are a clear warning to be vigilant of those who misuse religious authority. The Bible provides several examples of such false prophets. One of the most infamous examples is found in the book of Jeremiah. Hananiah, the son of Azur, prophesied peace when there was impending doom, causing people to trust in lies. In Jeremiah's time, there was also Pashur, the son of Immer. He beat and imprisoned Jeremiah for predicting the destruction of Jerusalem, only to see his prophecies come true. Pashur led people astray by denying God's word. Book of Jeremiah 20 chapter. In the 1 Kings, we encounter Zedekiah, the son of Chenaanah. He made false prophecies about the success of King Ahab in war. His lies led to Ahab's death, illustrating the deadly consequences of false prophecy. Another false prophet from 1 Kings is the unnamed prophet from Bethel, despite being warned by God. He was deceived by an old prophet, resulting in his death. His story is a stern warning about the danger of disobedience. The book of Ezekiel warns about false prophetesses who sewed magic charms and veils. These women manipulated people for personal gain, exploiting their faith and trust. Their actions were an abomination to God. In the New Testament, we encounter Bar-Jesus in Acts 13. He opposed the teaching of Paul and Barnabas, trying to turn the proconsul away from the faith. His evil intentions were unmasked by Paul, who called him a child of the devil. In the book of Revelation 2:20, there's the mention of Jezebel, a self-proclaimed prophetess. She led many into sexual immorality and idolatry, drawing them away from God's commands. Her story serves as a warning against those who twist God's words. Revelation also speaks about the two-horned beast, a false prophet who performed great signs. This false prophet deceived many into worshiping the beast and receiving its mark. His story is a reminder of the deceptive power of false prophets. The Apostle Paul warns about false apostles in Corinthians. These deceitful workers masquerade as apostles of Christ, but their end will be what their actions deserve. Paul's warning is a call to discernment in our faith journey. Paul also cautioned Timothy about individuals with a form of godliness but denying its power. These people worm their way into homes and control weak-willed women. This warning encourages us to avoid such individuals. In the Epistle of Peter, we learn about false teachers among the people. These individuals secretly introduced destructive heresies, denying the sovereign Lord. They sought to exploit believers with fabricated stories, leading them astray. Peter also cautioned about those who indulge in sinful desires and despise authority. These false teachers promise freedom, but they themselves are slaves of corruption. Their prophecies are empty promises leading to spiritual destruction. John warned about many false prophets in the world. These individuals deny Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, and his warning reminds us to test every spirit. John also warns about those who claim to be in the light but hate their brothers. Such people are in the darkness. This warning is a call to love one another, as love is the true mark of a disciple. In Jude's epistle, we learn about false teachers who pervert the grace of God into a license for immorality. They deny Jesus Christ and are likened to unreasoning animals. the condemnation for these individuals is severe. In the book of Deuteronomy, Moses warns about a prophet who presumes to speak in God's name, but whose words do not come to pass. This prophet has spoken presumptuously, and we are not to fear him. In the end, the Bible's warnings about false prophets serve to protect us. They remind us to be vigilant, to test every word against God's truth and to cling to His word. In doing so, we guard ourselves against deception. In summary, false prophets in the Bible serve as a warning. They highlight the importance of discerning truth from falsehood and the danger of being led astray. They remind us to stay firm in our faith and to trust in God's word above all else. In essence, false prophets underscore the necessity for careful discernment, unwavering faith, and an unyielding adherence to God's divine truth. The simple fact of the matter is, most people who have actually fallen away from God have also hid the truth from themselves in doing so, which also happens as they harden their hearts harder and harder toward not seeing the real truth about themselves. And they certainly do not want to hear those loving messages from God which expose them as hypocrites and liars and whoremongers, etc., because they have convinced themselves of their own self-righteousness and correctness, etc., so they can be the most religious people in the world in their own eyes, and yet be working as Satan's minions, working against God and God's plan for us. When their hearts have become so hardened against hearing the truth, that when they hear the truth forcefully spoken to them by a prophet of God, who cares nothing for mincing words and obeying the politically correct constructions of their time, they become enraged and kill the messenger, or seek to kill the messenger with all their ability, which in itself is proof that the nature of sin, no matter how you package it, is at its core always ultimately hate and murder. Matthew 7:15-20. How do we measure the true prophet? By his fruits. Look at verses 21-23. Look at some of the incredible stuff that professed believers did. Prophesied, expelled demons, and performed powerful works. Jesus never denied that they did it. But what did Jesus say in response? I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. Wow, their powerful works were in fact lawlessness. These are the signs that the people are inspired by spirit of false prophet to make them to work for satanic plans to be fulfilled. Thank you for joining in our video. Like, share, and subscribe, comment your opinion.